Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
Dance together. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Both Sides Now. I'm Dr. Shirley.
And I'm spiritual medium Kelly White.
And Kelly, before we tell everyone who our extra special guest is today, which of course they know, tell us what kind of clusterfuck are we feeling in the energy?
Oh, it's a lot.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm asking.
It's a lot, Cheryl. It's a lot.
Oh.
So I don't know if everybody noticed, but this last Saturday we had a really big full moon. It was a blue moon, and it was the sun was in. Hi, Jeannie. The sun was in Taurus. The sun is in Taurus, but the moon was in Scorpio, and they opposed each other. And the reason I want to talk about it now, even though it was Saturday, is we're going to feel these effects for a couple of weeks, because it's not already difficult enough that we have 3 planets in retrograde, Pluto, we have Jupiter, and we have Saturn retrograde, which makes everything tough. But this full moon that we had, it's really very interesting. It's so polarizing because it deals with the balance between Taurus, which is mine, everything that's mine, and Scorpio, which it means yours. Okay. So it also emphasizes the concept of form, material, that's Taurus, versus transmutation, which is Scorpio. So when you're dealing with matter and personal values and material goods and possessions and security, that's all Taurus. Well, Scorpio rules destruction of form, shared possessions, change, transformation. And so it's intense. It's a very intense time. So it deals with a lot of complexities during this period of time. So trying to get anything in balance would be critical for everybody. If you can, you may be swung from one pole to the other pole. It may feel that way. But this particular full moon is about emotional declarations. You know, I feel this way. I am mad at this. I love this. Whatever it is that you need to declare, it will come out, because over the next 2 weeks, it's like a discovery for us about who we are and where we are going in this year, in next year, and really in the rest of our lives. It's this kind of an important time in this May. So it's a very intense time. It'll be fun to talk with James about it. It's a very intense time.
So, but let me ask you a question, just because some people out there may be listening who have left brains like I do.
Go for it, Cheryl.
So when you said the thing about, does that mean like people, for example, getting a divorce, and you said it's material stuff and separation stuff, but so what is one to do? I mean, how can one best, are you just to expect that things are going to be very difficult and just kind of know that and keep going with it? Or
no, I mean, what can we do about it? Be real honest with who you are and what you're about and what your needs are about. And if it's time to let go in a marriage, then it's time to let go in a marriage.
Okay.
I mean, it just, and things have a time. You know, there's a time and a place for everything, and things do end and they do begin. So it's the letting go of whatever is supposed to be let go of. It could be a job. It could be a child that's acting out. It could be, you know, that's an adult acting out. It could be anything. It could be a friend that's just toxic already. It could be a relative that's toxic already. It could be, did I say that? It could be anything. But it means great change. It means great change.
Okay.
Well, for instance, your daughter your daughter graduated from law school. We had her party Saturday. That was a big change, right? So she'll have to figure out what she wants to do. It's an interesting time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So let me say before, well, John, shout out to John, because the clusterfuck of the energy was so big that I even forgot to say John's with us too, manding everything. But I wanted to just give a little, for those people who don't know who James Van Praagh is, and how can you not, but just a little bit of background on him. He's a pioneer in the field of mediumship and one of the most celebrated, respected spiritual teachers working today. He has brought a mindful awareness of the subject of communication with the dead into the public psyche for the past 30 years. He really was one of the first, wasn't he, Kelly?
Yeah. Oh, he was absolutely the first.
Yeah. So thank you, James.
Well, he opened the door for all of us as mediums. He opened the door. He kicked the door down.
Absolutely. And risking being the first to
Huge.
get so much backlash and,
Mhm.
you know, but he's known as a survival evidence medium, meaning that he provides evidential proof of life after death via detailed messages from the spiritual realms. And I have been a witness of that, and it blows my poor little left brain every single time. His work has brought spiritual insights to millions with his numerous guest appearances on such shows as Oprah, Dr. Phil, Larry King Live, 2020, The View, The Today Show, Chelsea Lately, Beyond Belief, Biography, Coast to Coast, 48 Hours, and a multitude of others. Plus, he's also the #1 New York Times bestselling author of Talking to Heaven, which is one of the best books. I think it's one of the first ones I read. Yeah. Reaching to Heaven, Healing Grief, Heaven and Earth, Looking Beyond, Meditations, Ghost Amongst Us, Unfinished Business, How to Deal with a Grieving Heart, Adventures of the Soul, The Power of Love, and his latest release, Wisdom from Your Spirit Guides. So without further ado, welcome, James. So happy that you're on the show with us today.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate your having
me.
Hi,
there he is. And my dear friend.
Yes, very dear friend.
Yes.
And Shirley, I love your hair. It looks great.
Thank you so much.
I love the color. It's fabulous. Your eyes pop.
Thank you very much.
Your Piscean eyes pop, and that left brain, boy, that left brain with that Pisces, that must be difficult because that Pisces is so open and spiritual, and that left brain is very,
Let me tell you, well, my dad, my dad closed the right brain down, and Kelly and you have opened it right back up.
Both sides, balance.
Yeah,
both sides.
Exactly. That's it.
It's very true. Gosh.
So
tell us, James, what is going on with you, with your school, your podcast? Tell us everything.
Well, I mean, I love the term clusterfuck, and that's fabulous, Shirley, because I couldn't describe it any better, and everything he was saying was like, yes. So cocktail hour started a little early at my house. It's been a crazy time. It is a crazy time. Yeah. Kelly, I heard what you said. It's 100%, 110%. And everyone's been asking what's been going on. So I've mentioned what you talked about, the retrogrades, the planets, and all this stuff. And anytime I have questions that I ask Kelly, of course, what's happening with the heavens. Yeah. And, the best way I deal with it is I say to everybody, it's 2 months now, 3 months I've been using this term. It just came to me. I just lean into the current. I just lean into it. Because what can you do?
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Just lean into it. Because I lived in Laguna Beach for 17 years, and I don't know why Spirit put me there, but one day I was at a stop sign, and I'm looking at the water, and I said, why did you put me here? And they said, you have to learn how to surf. In other words, you have to learn how to balance life. And look at the surfers. They ride those waves. And that's what we all came back to this earth school, soul school, to learn about balance and to deal with this. This is drama down here. This is why we came back to this. How we deal with the drama that matters. Yeah. It's how we deal with it.
Yeah. But I love how you're saying, I'm sorry, go ahead, Cal.
No, I was going to say that really is the essence of our souls, of how do we deal with something? Because there's always going to be something. The currents are always going to be, sometimes they're intense, sometimes they're a little easier, but more often than not, we're here to learn everything about how to deal with whatever it is.
And we have to always remember the perspective that we're a soul having a human experience, and it's not the other way around. And have this human experience. The human experience it's tough, but that's how we grow. We grow from the toughest times. We grow the most.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That is very true. That's very true. And I love how you give the metaphor of the waves. I mean, I always say that they're like, when I work with emotions, they're like waves. Sometimes they're a ripple, sometimes they're a tsunami, but knowing that they will always pass.
It's very, very true.
We get stuck just at the, right there. And that's when we're either going to do drugs or drink or get so busy that we can't feel, and we never get to experience, and the nervous system doesn't experience that it passes.
Yeah, and it's really nothing. It's just stuff. It's not our stuff. It's an attachment. We got to remember, we can't attach ourselves to these things. These aren't who we are. These just experiences where I've also stepped back lately, and it's been, instead of mindfulness, there's a whole thing about living mindfully. I don't live mindfully. I live moment to moment. I live fully in the moment, because yesterday's already happened. Tomorrow's yet to be. So all we do is live the best in that moment. And how do we react to something? And, we got to be mindful of that. So take it moment to moment.
I think that's exactly what, at least that's what I learned mindfulness is living in the moment. And just sometimes when things get so tough, it's just getting through the moment.
The moment. That's what you have. That's what you have is the moment. How you can handle the moment. And you got to be careful your emotions don't take over, because a lot of us are emotional beings as well. And sometimes we let our emotions get in the way, Dr. Shirley, Pisces.
Yeah.
So, we let our emotions get in the way.
I know that well.
Right? So we got to balance the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the physical all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's like, it's hard to balance.
Well, it is hard to do. It is not, none of this is easy. I mean, all of us have been doing this for many, many years, and none of this is easy.
Yeah.
No.
There's this wonderful cartoon that I think I'm going to, not cartoon, this thing that somebody put up that I saw on Instagram that I'll put up after the show. It's this little old lady kind of looking at her glasses going, I signed up for what?
Yeah, right?
Well, the thing which has been really weird, and Kelly and I have spoken about this, is, like clusterfuck, you said, which I love. It's just such a weird human activity and things that have happened in that full moon the other night. Exactly, was the craziest time, and people are acting very oddly. I must say, I was saying the past week, did I really? This world is so different than what I thought I was going to be at. It's just such a different world than it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I mean, and people are acting out a lot. People are acting out quickly and without thinking, irresponsibly.
And they're angry. There's a lot of rage going on. There's a lot of polarity going on.
On the one hand, I think it's not bad because you want to know, how people really are to make a decision. Is this someone that I truly want in my life or not? And that's a real decision to make. And it's certainly not easy many times, but.
So Dr. Shirley, let's just, exactly right. Let's say that this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to look at ourselves, because we can see who resonates as truth with us and who does not, because we're here to evolve and grow. Yeah. And there might be some people in our lives who are stuck, who stay flat, who just, that's the way they are, and they're not going to grow, and we can't change them. We only change ourselves.
Exactly.
So that's what we got to look at. Who do we resonate with? Are we changing? Are we living the best life we can? That's what we have control of. We can't control other people, but we control ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so sometimes it's hard to do that. I get people say, well, I've known them for 20 years. Well, okay, but are they, adding to your life or taking away from your life? And it's not who's better, who's worse. It's how is it working? And is this someone to put on the category of life's too short? Because that's real.
And also the thing with that is that these people that have been in your life for 20 years or 30 years or 15 years or 5, whatever it happens to be, it's going to feel very different when you let go of them. And when you do, it's going to feel so uncomfortable that you have to almost get used to that. And then you build a muscle up on it.
It's true.
And you can do it. You can do it. You can let go of the ones that are not helping and lowering your vibration.
Yeah.
I think
that's all about setting boundaries.
There's that lovely phrase, which I live by, which souls come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Yes. And it's very true. And when you're true to yourself and you bring love to yourself, whether it's through meditation, awareness, whatever it might be, therapy, whatever it is, bring love to yourself. When you change that vibration and frequency around you of love, there's a universal law of like attracts like. When you start changing that energy around you of love, you'll begin to see who truly loves you and who does not love you. Because ones that don't love you will fall out of your life because they can't put up with that vibration. It's too much for them. So people should try that.
That's true. Now we have a question from Shauna asking, how does one just jump into facing their fears and jump into riding the waves? And that's a great question because it's not easy.
James, do you want to take that?
Sure.
You and I have both jumped before, James. We just jump.
we jump every day.
Every day.
So I'll share with everyone. They've probably heard this before from me, but I use that life is a series of choices, and the choices are based upon love or fear. So fear is false ego appearing real. So sometimes the universe will test us, not sometimes, a lot, and we have to test our faith and our genuineness, our truth, and that's something which we have to. Sometimes we have to have blind faith. We got to jump into something. We have to and see where we end up and how do we deal with it. And it's an adventure. It's a roller coaster ride, and that's really part of life. I find something that works for me really well, and you guys both know this. I'm a kid. I've never lost that childlike quality. I think the innocence, the adventure, the fun, getting caught up in that is more important than the negative. So I literally have a swing set in my backyard, and I swing every day.
I've been on it. It's true.
Kelly's
I've been on it.
True.
So much fun.
And I love doggies, and I'm not, I'm aware, and but I'm not take things too seriously. I'm gonna have an adventure and be aware, but I'm not gonna let it knock me down.
Yeah. So it's an attitude.
It's an attitude. It's an awareness. I call it POV, and the POV means point of view. So I often say that life is like a radio station. It's dialed. You can go to 88.7, which is fear, limited consciousness, mistakes, whatever that negative, limited abundance. Or you can go to 106.7, but there's love and freedom, compassion, healing, light. I'm going to go to 106.7 because guess what? Life is really short. Life is like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste my moments.
You're absolutely right. I had a dream the other day that Spirit said to me in the dream, Kelly, remind everybody there's only so much time. Not because something cataclysmic is going to happen, but because when we incarnate, we only have so much time. And then they said to me, how do you want to spend your time? I mean, that's really the question. Do you want to be in a state of anxiety or depression? Is that what you want, or fear?
Yeah.
And that goes along with what I said about like attracts like. So if your mindset, mind is the soul is the mind. And if your mindset is of negativity, then you'll draw to you, because we're all magnets. You'll draw to you negative events, negative experiences, negative people. So if that's the life you want to live, then keep on thinking that way. But if you want to live positively and love, change your attitude, change your way of thinking.
Yeah. And many times to get to that point, you have to go through some things. And so when she was asking about facing fears, it isn't easy. I mean, many times as a child, we get triggered. And as a child, it felt like we were going to die. And that's part of the fear, particularly with anxiety. And so if it feels that's very real. So I would suggest work with a therapist, preferably a therapist that knows about the body and connecting with the body. And what does fear feel like in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? Is it in your tummy? And if you give it a little bit of time, a lot of times it dissipates on its own because you're giving the nervous system enough time to process it. So that energy of fear doesn't stay stuck.
And can I just add to that? Sometimes I say to people too, and I would say to her as well, what is it teaching you? So go into that fear and say, what am I learning? Why am I having this fear? What is it bringing up in my childhood? What's it bringing about myself? What experience in my past is this bringing up? So we have to resolve that so we get fear out of the body.
Exactly, because knowing that every emotion is truly how our body communicates to our mind when our mind isn't fully aware. So I've learned to be very curious about it and go, oh, I'm feeling, fear right now, or I'm feeling anxious. I wonder what that's about if I'm not fully aware of it.
That's living mindfully. That's that's great. That's the way we all should be, without a doubt.
And that's being real present, Shirley.
Being present. That's right.
Yeah. And again, not always the easiest thing. I work on it every day. And I, remind myself to connect with my body, notice my feet, and that connects me immediately. And so it's not something that once you start doing it, isn't just an easy automatic thing to do. So I don't want to sound like, we're all here going, living these great lives and never feel anything, because we absolutely do. It's hard.
Oh, it's rough.
It's not easy.
This dimension's rough.
I want to share with you guys this morning. I had a gentleman come to the house and walking around the land, the property here, to do some work on it. And I was walking in my garden. Kelly, you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, but
beautiful.
He was like amazed. I do landscape. I love landscapes. I love flowers, the whole thing. So at one point in my yard, I'm looking around, and he's looking. He goes, "Wow!" And I said, "That's his trick. That's a secret of design. Is your eye is always going to be busy with something, and you have to make it beautiful. So whatever your vision is, so whatever people are thinking in their life, whenever even the physical atmosphere, look around. What's beautiful? What's beautiful? Try to put your mindset to a beautiful thing. What's a positive? So try to find a positive. It's got to be a positive.
James, that is so wonderful, because in the somatic world, that's called a resource. So look or think of anything that can immediately shift your state.
Yes.
And it's real, because your body will respond to it. Absolutely.
That's why I surround myself with beautiful flowers and gardens, little gardens. I love that. It makes me feel good.
Yeah. I do that I love Buddhas. I look at them and I immediately feel relaxed. So actually, one of my friends said, okay, you're cut off of Buddhas because I have so many in my home and in the office. But I know, I noticed it right behind your shoulder. Don't think I didn't see that Buddha.
Hello.
I just feel so relaxed when I look at them. There's something about them that causes me to feel relaxed. So I do have them all over. So when I notice them, like you notice in your garden, I really have a visceral response to it.
It triggers off something in your mind, which is peacefulness. What Buddhism stands for: Zen, peacefulness, quiet. It's great.
Yeah. So how wonderful. Maybe we should hop on the calls, because I know there's a ton of people that want to talk to you.
Okay.
James,
sure.
Shall we?
It's just lemonade. I wish it was something else. But it's just lemonade.
Mine's coconut water.
I'm having ginger tea after this. Yes.
Oh gosh.
So, John, let us know if someone's online.
All righty. So
Is
we're
on the phone and would like to talk to James or Kelly or
Sure. That
myself
number is
even.
213-893-4464. Again, 213-893-4464. Please call in. Do not use a speakerphone. Please speak through the regular phone and be as quick as possible with your question. We want to get through as many as we can clearly, and we will see you shortly here on the air. All right, we got our first caller coming up right now from area code 432. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi.
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 What's your name, please?
I'm sorry, that beeped really quick.
No worries. You're on the air. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Oh, yes, this is Susan from Midland, Texas.
Hi, Susan from Midland, Texas. What's your birth date?
2561.
Okay, and what is your question for us today? You would not have had it easy. Boy, you definitely didn't have it easy. No way.
Kelly, I'd spoken with you about 2 weeks ago, and you were spot on.
Oh, well, thanks. What did we talk about?
My father.
Oh.
My father, he said my husband passed away, and I was a really strong man with a lot of influence and power, etc. You were spot on, but it was my father.
Oh.
Just wondering if there's trying really with this show. I'm trying to help my family members see the bright side of this. There's been a lot of big business things that let's just say some unethical employees, and we have to deal with that. We're still dealing with the estate. I just want to help my family. They seem like they're almost unhappy when I'm trying to look at the bright side.
James, why don't you take that? Looking at the sunny side of the street here.
Hi, Susan. Nice to meet you, Susan.
Nice to meet you, James.
The moment I heard your voice, I saw a man next to you. So I don't know if it was a husband or a father. I'm not sure. Your husband passed over?
My husband's here. He's alive.
So the father is the one I picked up. But Kelly, you did a reading. Okay. I just get it. Well, I know what the question was, but do you want me to contact your father here? Is that what's going on?
Yes, my father is. I feel like he's close to me. Yes,
without a doubt. What's his name?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Bob or Robert.
Bob. Okay, Bob and Robert. Great. There's some cash or money settlements still needed or something with that he's concerned about. He's very concerned about financials. He's very concerned about lawsuits. He said financials. I do feel this man was a businessman. I do feel he was very much involved in the business. I do feel that things are left. I know you said that settling a state, but I do feel there's even more than that. And I also feel there's something coming out from out of state somewhere else. So I know there's some business interest somewhere else. You're going to hear from someone else outside of state. I agree with you. I feel there's been money taken or taken out of these, taken from the business in some way from somebody.
Large sums, yes.
Yeah, maybe 3 people. And your dad's not happy about that, just saying.
No.
And I got to tell you, who drives a pickup truck? Who has a pickup truck, Susan?
My son.
Okay. Husband. I just want to say
everyone.
Oh, okay. Your father said someone needs to fix the brakes. Yeah, Texas. Someone needs to fix the front brakes on the pickup truck. I think it might be a darker color, and that's a big one. It's a Ford, whatever that is, Ford something. Anyway, and his head is involved. Your dad. I don't know what his head. He said he can think clearly now. So I don't know what that means, but he said he has his head on straight.
Right.
And I also am getting something about that house. That house has got to sell. There's something with that house that has got to sell. And I want to say there are a lot of yellow flowers around this house. This house is important that this house, and I want to say damn house, moves, that everything moves.
Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Yeah. I think, Kelly, what you were saying before about thinking change is coming, I think, Susan, it's really happening. They're going to close the doors. And you're going to have to open up the windows. You're going to have to close, fire people. Changes are definitely coming for you. No doubt about it. Good changes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a coming. That's the truth. Anyway, well, thank you, Susan, very much.
I'm a one-man. I'm a one-man band right now. Everyone
Oh,
is
no.
tired, and we're trying to get the estate executed. So
You'll do it.
You'll do it. It'll happen. Yeah. Thanks, Susan.
thank
Yeah.
you so much. I do appreciate you. You're on target, and you all are wonderful. The three of
Thank
y'all
you.
together with John.
Aw.
Is
Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan.
Love you calling in.
Thank
Take care. Alrighty.
Have an awesome night. Thank you so
too.
much.
Too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Estate situations are a drag, aren't they?
Always.
Sorry.
Always.
It seems
Did I
like we're always
actually
going
say
through
that?
Oh, you did,
It seems like
Cal.
we're always
You
going
did.
through that.
God.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All
John,
right,
who's up
so
next?
Go ahead and pick a number for me from 1 to 10.
James?
8.
Number 8. All right, here we go. We have area code 805 on the line. 805-418. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
This is Susie. I'm in Thousand Oaks, California.
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Susie. I assume it's
Hi.
like there's a mother and a father behind you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both gone.
Yeah, I got them both. There's looks like there's a lot of pain and suffering for everybody involved, you and them and everybody involved. And I want to say there's a dog and a cat. It's like there was so much suffering that went in this family.
Yeah.
Yeah. James, what
I'm
are you?
tired of it.
You're tired of it? Well, you know what? This full moon's going to make a lot of change
happy.
for everybody. If you're tired of it, you got to make different choices, because I don't think they want you to feel burdened, but there's a lot of burdened here. I just get burdened. And I want to say get burned or something.
I just saw a fire truck. Isn't that weird you said that?
Oh, that's so bizarre. Yeah.
Wow.
I saw a fire
That's
truck. And I saw
crazy.
like, and was there a Susie? Is it interesting name is Susie? Their first call was Susan. Was there a 911 call or an ambulance having to go to your house for your mother or father, or for them to go? A paramedic? Was there a paramedic called? And there was a paramedic called?
I had to call the. I had to call when she passed away. I found her dead.
Oh, you must have called the paramedics.
Fire department.
There you go. There you go. I just saw that clearly.
Wow.
And she must have had a heart attack. A heart problem. A heart attack.
No.
Okay. No. What the heart?
And she had problems with lung cancer.
Okay, but what finally got her was her heart. I'm hearing very clearly. And there's something about your mother. I want to say.
Dad.
And your dad. Mother. I wanted to ask your mother have 2 sisters. Does that make sense to you?
You're breaking up just a little bit. I didn't
Oh,
understand.
I want to place 2 sisters for some reason. I'm hearing 2 sisters, so I don't know what that means.
Me and my sister? I have
No,
a sister.
you have a sister. Is there someone that has 2 sisters? Does your mother have 2 sisters, or does your father have 2 sisters?
Yes, she did. She does have 2 sisters. There were
Okay.
2 girls in the family.
Okay, and they're all on the other side. Is that right?
That I don't know, because after my mother died, everybody cut me off.
Okay. She says she's with her 2 sisters. Okay.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And I keep getting judgmental and judgmental. So I'm not sure if your father was a judge or if there was a lot of blame towards you and judged. Or are you the one judging? Because I'm getting judge. Like Judge Judy almost.
My dad was very judgmental. Very. He could not say nothing nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of abuse here. There's a lot of mental abuse here. Lots of mental abuse. I feel sorry for your father. I really do. Yeah. I feel sorry for your father. I feel so for him. And your mother just tags along, and she said he's changed a little bit. But do you know anyone, Susie, named Ann? A-N-N or A-N-N-E? Ann, whether it's the spirit side or this side?
Well,
Or
my
Anna?
mother's name was Ruth Ann.
No, I don't like that. I like Ann. I like Anna or Ann. Just I hear that very clearly in my head. And somebody used to sing in a choir or a church. I gotta tell you that. And one of your parents religious?
My mother.
Okay. I think she might have sang once in a church or choir. And I feel like there was a Bible here, very much so. And I got to tell you that your mother looks very dressed up to me. And she didn't want to get old. She didn't want to get old, she said. She didn't want to get old. And she didn't want to be sick anymore. And she's happy she's not sick anymore, she said. And they don't have to move me around anymore. and they don't have to move me around anymore, and they don't have to put any sticking needles in me, like the IV thing. She doesn't want that anymore. She's happy that's gone. And somebody has her clip-on earrings, she said. Someone has her clip-on earrings. You have a pair of them?
Probably my mom. She had some of that old-fashioned jewelry.
Yes, someone has her clip-on earrings. She just telling me that.
Okay.
You got to forgive them too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, James. I was just going to say it's all about forgiveness at this point.
Yeah.
It really is. And Susie, it's time to live your life. It just is.
I am living my life. I'm
Good.
Going to school. I volunteer with horses and
Great.
Wonderful.
working
Good. Good.
Yeah, I can't let this kill me.
Right.
No. I'll make it stronger.
Yeah. All right, Susie. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Susie.
For calling, Susie. Always great to hear from you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All righty. All right. Moving on to our next caller. Unless you guys are ready to take a break, let me know.
Nope, we're ready to go.
Ahead.
All righty. So go ahead. Give me a number from 1 to 10, and I'll go ahead and pull at random.
How about 5?
Number 5. All right, here we go. Here we have area code 626 on the line. 626-529. You are
Pasadena.
Hi.
Hi there. What's your name?
My name is Susie also. I'm also Susie.
Another Susie.
Wow.
Hi, James. Hi, ladies. I'm so excited to be on. And I
Hi,
picked
Susie.
the name or the number 5 before he said it.
Oh, wow.
And I just knew I'd be on. That's crazy.
That's great.
Gosh. That's great. Susie, what's your birthday?
11/12/55.
Scorpio.
55. Another 55. No more 5s. Okay. I know. You're right. Exactly right. You're absolutely right, James.
Or do you talk or what do I do?
No, what would you like to know?
I have had many strange little psychic things happen from the time I was about 18. Just like one little crazy thing every 10 years or so. And the last one I had was I was choking and I could not breathe. And I started to get a tremendous headache and then tremendous pain in my arm. And then suddenly appeared to my left side. I know it was female. I don't know who she was or what she was, but she almost looked bored, almost as if she was holding her hand on her, or rather her cheek or her chin on her hand and saying, little breaths, tiny breaths, slow down, you're fine. You'll be fine. And then she was gone. I've seen 2 large orbs come to me when I was 18. They were in the corner of my room and swooped down, and there was 2 of them, and they were large. And then I sat up and I yelled, Mom, and then they were gone. And then when I was 18, I was driving into a parking lot, and very clearly I heard a voice say to me, do not park. Well, I did park, and not 5 minutes later, I had a gun to my head.
Oh my!
Wow.
So many little things that have been happening to me all along, but I just know there's more. And I'm suddenly having this awakening, and it's crazy. Half the time I feel like I just want to scream and say out to the moon, to the skies, and say, "Tell me what's going on. Tell me, explain to me." And today I suddenly got real depressed because I listened to a medium today say something about how we when we die, we just all become scattered. And that sort of freaked me out.
What does that mean?
Losing
Who says this? Who says that kind of stuff?
Who said that? What medium was that?
I'd like to know.
Oh, well, he's young and he's really cute. Do you want me to say his name?
No, I think we figured it out.
No, we got it. But there's a lot of people out there that have no ethics and no integrity and don't know the truth. And they're out there saying these awful things. It's not,
Susie, we don't go scattering around. It doesn't work that way.
Quite the opposite.
I may be misquoting him, but it was like we become part of the whole, which I understand, but I just don't want to be lost. Does that make sense?
Oh, dear God. No, nobody's going to be lost, Susie. You're not lost. Nobody is scattered and you're not lost. Let's just start with that right there. And what I want to say, James, I'd love you to jump in. That first experience you were talking about with, somebody, sounds like to me, like was either you're an angel or a guide, but I would have said angel. What would you say, James? Do you think it was her guide? Definitely when the guide I believe it was a guide that said, don't park here.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I think, Susie, there's a whole bunch here I have to unravel because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
Susie, number one, I have a school online called the James Van Praagh School of Mystical Arts, which you need to look into. It's on the internet, on the computer. And there's some great courses about mediumship and psychic ability and free meditations. And you need to, I wrote down, own your power. You're a Scorpio. Scorpio rules mediums. So who you are is talking to the side, is having experiences all the time. And when you embrace that part of yourself, life will be a lot happier and you'll be who you are. It's not weird stuff. It's truth. You're a medium. You're a mediumistic.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, James, I'm going to start crying. Thank you so much for that, because I feel suddenly, why is this all coming so late? I'm 62. Why is this all coming now instead of, all along?
There's no time for waking up.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it takes lifetimes to wake up. Sometimes
That's
it takes the end of
true.
a life to wake up. So thank God you found yourself now and before you left this earth plane. And you're a Scorpio. Read up on Scorpio. Read up on mediumistic stuff. Go to my school. You got to empower yourself with the truth.
I'm going to.
Yeah, empower yourself with truth, Susie. You're fine. I think the lady you picked up was a spirit who had a stroke, a woman who had a stroke. I'm not sure if she's related to or not, but I think you're if you set what we call a development circle, where you develop your abilities, your sensitivity, you'd be somewhere open and you'd be in control of these events, not let them happen, but you'd be in control of them.
And her intuition
I will
is
do
spot
that.
on.
Yeah.
Right on. That's who she is.
Yeah.
She's born that way. It's her soul's vibration.
Yeah.
It's your soul self.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
You're
Susie.
welcome. Thanks, Susie.
Thanks, Susie. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you, honey.
I wonder if there's going to be another Susie. Is there one more Susie?
I'm leaving if that happens. I'm out of here.
Wow.
This always happens with when you do these calls. It's really funny. All right, so go ahead and give me another number, 1 to 10.
3.
Number 3, area
Yeah.
code. Area code 760-580.
Palm Springs.
580. You have your name.
You're good.
Where you're calling from?
Gina, main prize,
Gina. All righty.
From Riverside, was it?
and I am in Escondido, California.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, you're my neighbor. I'm sorry. 760. That's my area code. Duh.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Gina. What's your birth date and how can we help you?
June 28th, 1987.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
how can we help you?
Yeah. I'm 32 now, and I haven't found love in my life yet. And I'm really looking for like a real soulmate connection. I'm
Yeah,
just wondering if you
it's
see-
interesting, Gina. You actually come in to have a partner. You actually do. Not everybody does, but you actually do come in to have a partner. The thing that you always will have to worry and watch is fear. Don't have any fear that you're not going to find anybody. You are. You came in to do that. Don't have any fear. And I'm also seeing that there's a grandmother, and I want a big grandmother influence on the other side.
Yeah.
A big grandmother influence.
Yeah, I helped her cross over. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
She's going to help you. There's somebody that's going to come in for you. This is a whole period of time where a paradigm, if you will, of making a shift. And your shift has got to go from fear to love, period. And how does one do it? As we said earlier, you jump right on in. James, go ahead. Jump on in.
I want to say, Gina, this is a couple of things here. Number one, and Kelly can speak to this. You're at the end of your Saturn return, which means that there's the biggest changes in your life. Every 7 years are life cycles, but every 28 years it's called your Saturn return, where the planets are in the exact position they were when you're born. Major life changes. So you're just at the end of the year, so you'll be meeting someone very soon. I would be surprised if 2 to 3 years for sure. And I think you're going to find somebody, that'll be the one, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
This is really weird, Gina. The other part I want to tell you about is this is so bizarre. I went to Escondido only one time, and it was about a month ago. And I'm like, what am I doing here? I met some friends at, you'll know what I'm talking about, the Lexus dealership, that restaurant above the Lexus dealership. Gina?
Dealership?
Yeah, in Escondido, there's a big, nice restaurant and bar. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I know you do. It's the only thing there. And I was like, what am I doing here? Because I don't understand what I'm doing here because I don't know what this. And I heard a voice say, this will be for a woman you'll speak to on the phone. I'm like, okay. You're the only lady I know, Escondido. Here you go. So if you don't go there sometime you feel impressed to do that. Just see what happens. Yeah. Kelly, I also agree with the grandmother around, but I think it's a grandfather too that she didn't know. Gina, I don't think you knew him, but he's around you as well. And he moves things around. and he talks about the trains. So I don't know if you worked on trains or something with trains, but there's trains. I don't know. Do you live near train tracks at all? Are you near train tracks?
Maybe he said he was from the other side of the tracks because her mom said not to date him.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a new one. All right.
I like that one. That's pretty funny.
And who's William, Gina? Do you know William or Bill? William or Bill? Or Williams?
Yeah, that would be my grandma's cousin, Bill. She loved him.
And he's on the other side, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because she's spending time with him, and she no longer needs glasses to see. She's going on about. I don't know why she wants to put her glasses, but she does. And she's very proud of you, and she agrees with Kelly. Kelly, she loves you. And she has a little bit of a spunk to her life. She's very, charismatic, your grandmother, and she never lets an opportunity pass her by without saying something. And she says, "What about the pretty lady who doesn't speak, Shirley?" She's talking about you. She said you don't speak enough. Her grandmother saying that.
Well, isn't she observant? Tell her I just sit back and watch the show and am amazed. My left brain is going woo, woo, woo.
Gina, she's also able to walk. She's ambulatory. She's up. She's walking. She wants to go dancing, and she promises that when you come over, she's going to dance with you. And you must have read her. You either read her a magazine or a book. Did you read her something when she was ill or at the end of her life?
I used to hold her hand and we used to listen to music. Yeah.
Okay. Was she lying down at the time? She must have been lying down. I see her in her bed.
Yes. Yeah. She had a stroke and she was in the bed.
She had a stroke. Interesting.
I am.
Yeah. Well, she wants to thank you for helping her, and she gives you daffodils. I don't know why, but she's giving you a bunch of daffodils. She killed them, but she made them herself. And they're daffodils you see at Easter time. And she's just giving them to you, and she's kissing you on both sides of the cheeks. You're both sides of the face on your cheeks. And she said, "Thank you for petting her hair. You pet her hair in the bed. You pet her hair back."
Yeah.
And she said, thank you for taking care of her. Thank you for making her look very pretty. You made her look very pretty at the end of her life. You made her look very pretty, and you kept her dignity. You kept her dignity, she said. "Thank you for keeping my dignity. That was very important to me," she said. Do you understand that?
Yes, my mom would put lipstick on her every single day.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Oh, well,
She appreciates it. Give love to Mom.
Thanks, Gina. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you so much. Thank you, James.
Go to the Lexus dealership too. Okay.
It's so interesting. There are certain people that really do come into this life to have a partner, to partner up. And then there are ones that I just don't.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They just don't.
Yeah.
I know. I just said there are some people that come into this life and have several partners that are never good for them, right? They have to
Right.
That.
Exactly.
I'm sure you both know this from your work you do.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but yeah. I'm assuming that you're correct. James.
Psychic.
John, is there another one?
Sure. Give me a number from 1 to 10.
James?
Your turn.
7.
Ooh, 7. Okay.
7. All right, here we go. Area code 914 is on the line. 914 960.
Sacramento.
Hi.
Hi, it's you. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi, Janine. I'm Janine. I'm calling from New York.
Janine.
Oh, I'm so far away.
You're on a cell phone.
Yes.
Right.
Hi, Jean. What's your birthday, Jean?
Janine.
My
Janine?
8/31/64.
Did you say 8/31?
8/31/64.
Oh, bless your heart.
Oh.
Power in love. Power in love. Do I abuse the power or do I use the power? Power in love. You must have had great love around you.
Yeah, I guess. I've had a really hard time, especially with, I feel like every time things kind of start getting to kind of be like the normal life, I don't get hit with little things. I kind of get hit with big things. And I'm actually in a hotel now because the condo my sister bought me, there was a fire. I was only there for a year. So then my daughter and I have been in a hotel for 4 months.
Oh, no.
And, we're okay. Our pets are okay. I'm very, very grateful.
but it's just like another wave to ride. Like I feel like I'm constantly riding waves. You know?
What do you think you're learning from it, Janine?
Smile on my face.
What do you think you're learning from these things? What do you think you're learning?
I've actually been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot about myself. Like I had an abusive marriage I was in for over 30 years. I have 2 beautiful children from it. I will never regret it. They are wonderful. I got out. My ex got help. And I learned something. And then I had brain surgery 10 years ago.
Wow.
I've been sick with autoimmune stuff. But, you know, I lost my house. But I literally learned something from everything. But I'm kind of getting sick of learning stuff. I'd like to put this stuff to good use. And I'm kind of waiting for it to kind of all wrap up in a nice little ball and let me get on my way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, jumping in, you guys. I asked you a question, Janine. What 5 things do you love about yourself?
I've learned to take care of myself.
No, what do you love about yourself? What 5 aspects of yourself do you love?
What do I love about myself?
5 things.
That's a great question.
You said, what do I love about myself?
Yes.
I love with all my heart. Every bit of me. I'm willing to help anybody. I'm smart. I'm strong. I'm a fighter. You know, things like that.
Okay, so if you don't have to fight anymore, what would you do with your life if you didn't have any challenges? And what would you do? What would you do with yourself if you never challenges? You have to fight more. If you have the idealistic life.
Challenges?
Yeah, if you had an idealistic life, an ideal life, what would it be like?
Huh.
Yeah, not an easy one.
Be married. I would
Okay.
be in a loving relationship.
Okay.
I would have gone to school.
Okay.
I would be able to work.
Okay. So I'm going to throw you into an exercise. I'm going to throw you in an exercise. Tonight I would like you to write a page, a whole page long, what your life would be like, and the steps you have to do to make that happen. What steps you have to do to make that life happen? So in the first page, write your ideal life, and you turn the page over, and then you write the steps that it would take to get to that ideal life. Okay? Because I think you're getting in your way a little bit. I think you're getting in your way a little bit. You're very, very sensitive. You're a sensitive person, and that's blocking you from like getting in there and just doing it. At the beginning of the show, we talked about jumping in, and you have to jump in, and you can't. You know what other people think of you is none of your business. You early in your life got caught up. I know there was abuse and that whole thing, but a lot of your life, you also care what people think about you, and you can't get through life that way because no one can love you more than you can love yourself. So don't care what other people think. Can't do that.
Yeah. And I just want to throw this in. You know, I also had a traumatic brain injury 20 years ago, and I'm older than you are. I went back to school. I left my asshole boyfriend. I have done it all. I lost my house. I had to start all over again. I've done it all. So if I can do it, you can do it. Because you're probably a lot smarter than I am. You can do it. Everybody can start all over again. Please remember that.
Yeah. I don't think it's starting over. I think it's having new endings or new. Yeah.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well,
Couldn't
thanks
agree more.
for calling.
It's not easy. Yeah.
It's
not easy, but it is most definitely doable.
Yeah.
And use your support team. You know, when things get difficult, use the people around you for support.
Yeah. There's always a beginning.
But
I said there's always a beginning. There's always some, each day is different. You're not your past. That's not who you are. You live, like we talked earlier, live in the moment, day to day, but do it in love. So that exercise thing will help you to focus your mind on things that you love about yourself and have to take the steps to go and manifest. Self-realization is really important, sweetheart.
Oh, is that true? Know thyself.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't have this then, but I want to read it to you because this is perfect for her, Janine. My friend told me today, and I was like, it was really good. It's an Al-Anon, from Al-Anon. It says, so no one can go back and make a brand new start. Anyone can start from now and make a brand new end.
Oh,
love
wow.
it.
Oh, I
that great?
love that.
Isn't that great?
Yep.
Make a brand new end. That's
Make a-
quite amazing, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Wow.
Yeah, the audience
Wow.
is really resonating with that caller, and a lot of
Yeah.
comments coming in saying that people, you know, have started over in life at 50.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
in many
Yeah.
ways. So
I started
Well,
over
it's true.
60. I started over at 60.
Yes, you did.
Wow.
Yes, I
I
did.
was there.
My second Saturn return. So I'm starting life
It's
over.
true.
Wow.
You know, it's
Yeah.
interesting. There are so many people out there that are going through their returns right now. It's a very interesting time that we're all in. You know, it's either love or fear. Jump in with love and love of yourself and know thyself. It's
Yeah.
the most important thing you can do in this planet, in this dimension. And put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been using that still.
I do too. It's great.
Yeah, and understanding where it comes from. I mean, I have this wonderful thing that I found that was just so profound. It says, you know, when parents abuse you, and I would add, or they don't attune to your needs in the way that you need them to, you don't stop loving them, you stop loving yourself. And that's such an important thing about self-compassion. And as you're saying, you know, we can't, the way that it helped me and that I help some people that want to work through this is, what would you advise your friend to do? And take that same advice and use it for yourself, because we can be so cruel to ourselves, but to our friends, we're the nicest people. We give the best advice, you know, but we don't do that to ourselves. And so sometimes it's easy to pull ourselves out of the equation and then
be your best friend.
You know, Shirley, as you're saying that, I just heard someone dropped in my head saying, some male spirit came in and they said, "Oh, this is really weird. This time you speak about," they said, it's a time, to pursue self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's
self-care, self-compassion.
Yeah.
You know, retrogrades are all about letting go and over, and it's a constant process of purging, letting go, and doing a lot of self-care along the way, because it takes a lot to let go.
And life is too short to be in misery. We got to make even the worst times the best, and we can do that.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we're almost out of time, ladies, unless we're going over time. We have several pending. You tell me.
Should we take one more?
Yeah, let's take one more. Yeah.
One more. All right. Give me a number from 1 to 10.
How about lucky number 4?
Lucky number 4, that's area code 810-516. You're on the line. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
My name's Betty Baldwin, and I am calling from Fort Creek, Michigan.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, Betty.
Hi,
I like your
Betty.
name, Betty Baldwin. That's so cute.
Michigan,
Betty,
Kelly, Michigan.
Michigan.
So, Kelly, I gotta thank you all. You guys are marvelous. Just watching you here. James, I'm taking your classes this summer. I'm on your website.
Hey.
Great.
listening to all you guys. You're remarkable. You're lifesavers to everyone. I'm telling
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Betty.
Sweet.
I just love you.
Thanks. Well, Betty, what's your birthday and what's your question?
I'm telling you. My birthday is 7/24/1951. And Kelly, I want to tell you, I know my daughter very well.
I do?
Gifford. And yes,
Her name is what?
You've been to her house. You've had some reading. Stephanie Gifford from Wisconsin.
Oh, she's lovely. Oh, she's lovely. Oh, James, you would love her.
Yeah.
Stephanie's wonderful. She supported me when I was in Wisconsin. She brought tons of people for me to do readings for, like tons. Like I don't even know where. I was stunned. No, she's more than once. She's a great girl. Oh my God. Well, give my love to her. She's amazing.
In the family.
Wow. And Betty, you're very psychic too. You're very psychic. I'm getting this huge psychic ability for you. You must touch everybody because you God, you must be like the ultimate in friendship for sure. And motherhood.
Did
and
your
I'm getting
father pass over? Your father passed over?
Pardon?
I have your father.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what James said.
your father had passed over.
Oh, yeah.
I have your father here, and I think he's with an uncle. And your father is a gentleman. Can I just say he's a real gentleman when he comes in, and he wants to thank you for everything. He wants to thank you for everything. He also shows me a harmonica, something very strange. I don't know why, but someone's over there playing a harmonica, and I like the barbershop quartet as well. I'm seeing. And your father's also showing the American flag. So I don't know if he was in the military at one point, but I think he was. And he's very proud of you, Betty. And Kelly said you're right. And this pie is coming here. So did your mother also pass over, Betty?
Yeah.
And did she make pies, bake pies, and make pies at all?
All the time, yeah.
Because she wants to give you a pie. She wants to give you apple pie and peach pie. And she's giving you these pies to give you. And she said, open the window, put them on the windowsill so they're cool. Because when you were a little girl, she used to make the pies, and she used to show you how to make pies. Make sense?
Yeah. Very
okay, good. Good.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, she wants to be remembered to you. So I give you that.
Yeah. And I have to say, Sunday and Sunday school is very important to them. Sunday school. It looks like we must have either gone together as a family or she taught Sunday school. There's something about Sunday school, religion. Does that make sense with her, with your mother?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, two things. Stephanie said, if you ever get to talk to her, you tell her, thank you for Jackie. You did a reading for my other daughter at Steph's house.
Oh, wow.
And you had told her at this time, you're pregnant with a little boy. And she said, yes, I am, but nobody knows it. And she said, and you told her this, and you said, you got double 11s. Very rare. And you will go on to move back where you came from, and you will also be divorced. And she knew this, it was coming. She has never said anything to anybody, and both of them happened. And you said you will go on to, she was a nurse, and you will go on to work around little children. She said, no, I'm a nurse. I want you to know, Kelly, she works at the school with children.
Oh, I got chills. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's so sweet, Betty, of you. Thank you for sharing that with me, and give her my love. I wish I could remember all the readings. I don't, but I really appreciate your validation.
Oh, very
Thank
much.
you.
Stephanie said, if you can't bring it through, tell her that. And I said, I will.
Oh, Stephanie, I love you. You were so kind to me.
Listen.
And I'm coming back to Wisconsin, so in a big way, profoundly. Very sweet. Thanks so much for calling. Give my love to both girls.
But thank you. I'm thinking about doing some classes in Lilydale.
Lilydale, James? No,
I think you should go on the internet first and go to my school on the internet. I think the quality would be better. To be honest,
I've been told that by about.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Betty. I'm very honest and I have integrity, and the mediumship at Lilydale is a little, not as good up to par as it should be. So that I think you deserve better. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. And they have to have high standards, and they don't. They should. I get one more thing, Betty. Did your mother make jams? She wants to be a jam. It's like jarring. She's jarring. I don't know if she jarred jams or did some jars.
Oh my goodness, James! My mother can't come out of her ears. We had jam.
She's handing everybody a jar of jam.
That is just crazy.
Yeah, jam.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's great. She's great.
Oh,
so appreciative. God bless you, Betty. God bless you.
Thanks, Betty.
Wow.
All right, Betty. Take care. Thanks so much for calling in.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
And James, tell us, before we hang up, tell us about your podcast.
Yeah.
My podcast is called Psychic Insights for the Modern World, and every week we have different subjects and different guests, and it's all about really the world we're living in, how to tune yourself intuitively, how to use your intuitive skills, life after death, mediumship, meditation. It's a whole bunch of different types of talk, and you can go to any place podcasts are, on Apple or iTunes, anywhere, and it's Psychic Insights for the Modern World.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
So psychic. Oh, there it is on the board. Psychic Insights of the Modern World. Wonderful.
Yeah, and that's that lady that just came through, Betty. That when Betty was there, that's a perfect example of someone who has He's a great recipient, right? The mediumship. And the spirit knows how to come through really well with emotional and happier memories. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And you feel great when that happens. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So true. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, James, for joining us today.
Thank you, ladies, for having
me.
Thank you so much,
Such a treat.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much, Shirley. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, James. I love you.
Love you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for joining us. We'll see you next week.
And please be sure to check out James's school, jvpschoolofmysticalarts.com, and follow us, Both Sides Now TV, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we will see you all next week, same time, same place. Take care.
Bye.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kelly White. Two perspectives, one world.